I'm extra loud, and I don't need improvement. Fell asleep, a man woke up superhuman.
Yo internet, how's it going? Welcome back to the Jongravesshow. You know, I've been scratching my head about this Google Stadia thing for like the longest while now because I really didn't want to talk about it, but the reality of it is that get my hand. But I don't own that system. Obviously, I don't own it. I've never want to use it. Just what it is, right? But you would think that after hearing so many, like after looking into this and saying, hey man, like Google is a company that has no experience when it comes to trying to stream things or whatever, or at least stream video games on a grand scale, because that's very different from streaming a movie. It's very like that's manageable. It's very different from it, like just saying, hey man, like man, when we have a store where basically we give you executables and whatnot, like to play the games in which that you want to play, and then you just download them onto your computer. It's very different, all right? Especially since that there's a whole bigger intricate thing that goes into streaming than it does just buying a product, obviously, right? But the thing is that things just keep going downhill for Google Stadia, which kind of funny how that we knew that this would happen, but yet everybody still sounds very shocked and surprised. Like, okay, like Google's a company. We already knew that they didn't know what in the hell that they were doing, trying to put out a streaming service. But getting into this, like, of course, this is talking about their controllers, the whole fact, man, like that Stadia is making some Chromecast overheat, Chromecast Ultras at that, and just today I found out like that all of their all the Google Stadia games, like they don't run at 4K resolution, they run at 1080p, which again, I'm still looking at it and I'm like, that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, right? Because again, it's like, it was gonna be bad anyway. And the reality of it is that if you have a gaming laptop, which I'm guessing like that this was there for people who didn't have gaming laptops or didn't have the funds to go out and buy it, right? You think about that and it's like, well, this is a problem. Just looking at this, like, this is a problem. You ask why, and it's like, well, look at it. You have a system that is running games at 1080p respectively, which still is a good resolution, but choppy. The connection is kind of jumbled and all over the place. Why in the world would you play that instead of going out and just buying a laptop or getting a desktop and just going out to get it, instead of like to go out and get the game that you want to play and then play it at the resolution you want to play? Now, I'm not saying that any old laptop can do this, but I'm saying like instead of you spending money on Stadia, you could go out and get like a high-end like desktop or laptop and then just play the game there. You play it, man, like at a higher resolution. You can play it, do whatever you want with it. But the reality of it is that most don't want to do that because, it's like, I want to try out Stadia. But, it's funny how like that, I heard a lot of hopes and dreams going into it, but then again, I hear this every generation. I heard this with the Kinect about how like that the Kinect is gonna like back when it was the Nemo and all that, you know what I'm saying? I heard this with VR and that's gonna be a brand new thing. Motion controls were kind of the only ones like that kind of semi-worked, only because of the fact that some games were tailor-made around it and that there was a whole console using it. But this whole power of the cloud thing, like they really need to stop pushing it until they can find a actually good way to get that across. Because again, I get it, right? PlayStation Now is not for everybody, but the reality of it is that it still works because of the simple fact that all of the functions actually work. If you have a good connection, then yeah, it works fine, right? But other than that, I look at Stadia and I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. But yeah, that is what I gotta say about that. I'll see you guys on the next Jongravesshow. That's just some knowledge from an old gamer, like just letting everybody know that, yeah, cloud gaming might be a thing in the future. Just give it a few more years to cook, because that ain't ready yet. It just isn't ready yet. I'm out.